Clive, are you still there?
He's
He's
there.
muted
I'm
again.
unmuting you.
Am I unmuted?
You are indeed.
Fair dues. Do you want me to start now?
Yes, please.
Right. This is a song collected, if you like, by the main man from Lucie White. So there, Mur, Yabu sucks and all that. And it's a song that the Watersons in the olden days made very famous. But this is a much older version, since it was probably about 1908. And it's called Come By My Fine Herrings. Come by my fine herrings, my fine silver herrings. Mark how they are selling them while the merry, merry bells do ring. Come by, you are too late. Mark how they are selling them while the merry, merry bells do ring. We cast our nets into the sea. We cast our nets into the sea. We cast our nets into the sea while the merry, merry bells do ring. Come by, you are too late. Mark how they are selling them while the merry, merry bells do ring. We cast our nets into the deep. We cast our nets into the deep. We cast our nets into the deep while the merry, merry bells do ring. Come by, you are too late. Mark how they are selling them while the merry, merry bells do ring. End. Thank you. I'm sorry, pardon? I think that probably does.
Good start. Good
We're
start,
just going to
Clive.
drink to that.
Indeed. Yeah, I completely forgot to warn the next singer who was on
Thank
next,
you.
but he's had plenty of practice over the weekend. It's going to be David Kidman. And after David, could I have Steve Suffet, please?
Yeah, we're all there. This may be a bit of a surprise. It's something I've not sung over the weekend, and I only decided to sing it today, following some news I received. It's actually a medley of two very short songs. Hold on, darling, won't you hold on while you can? For there's pain and passion in this shell of a man. Hold on, darling, I don't know an easier way. But there's something takes me from you, calling me away. For I'm down here on my bended knees, and my heart is open. You can love me if you please, or you can leave me broken. Hold on, oh, this may hurt from time to time, but there's no one and nothing gives me such peace of mind. Hold on, darling, what more can I say? For you know I'd love you different if there were any other way. For I'm down here on my bended knees, and my heart is open. You can love me if you please, or you can leave me broken. For you know now I answer to none but my Maker. My conscience will guide me through many's the storm. I've nothing against you but the way you turned against me, and I've nothing to leave you but memories. Now sad is the heart that had once held you sacred, and lost is the soul I gave you to mind. For gone is the loving that flowed deep between us, and long is the day and the night time. For it's not for the want of a working I leave you. It's not that adventure has led me away, but the sunlight has set on a saddened horizon, and this ship is leaving the bay. I pray, given time, you may learn to forgive me. I pray, given time, I may learn to forget. For true love runs roughly, and you and I stumbled, and now it's with sadness that I leave you. For you know now I answer to none but my Maker. My conscience would guide me through many's the storm. I've nothing against you but the way you turned against me, and I've nothing to leave you but memories. Nothing to leave you but memories.
Lovely, Jamie.
Really good.
This is the next little shanty. Sing along.
I'll put it in the chat.
Some weird echoing.
We're getting a lot of
Oh my goodness.
We're being zoomed.
Okay, I just unmuted myself.
Thank you, Steve, because I realised I was not unmuted. It started going mad on my screen. All the windows were zooming around as well as echoing sound.
For all of us.
Is that the same
Okay.
for everyone? Okay, I don't
You
know
can
what's
hear me
going
now,
on.
though.
Another Zoom glitch. Anyway, yes, Steve is next, and Steve
Okay.
will be followed by Riggy, please.
I just got one of these external microphones. We'll see if it's any good. Is it picking up the guitar? Good. Woody Guthrie's song about the vigilantes that tried to turn people away from the California state line illegally in the 1930s, when people were leaving their homes, particularly on the Great Plains and in the Southwest. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Let's try that together. Of course, I can't hear you, but that's good because otherwise we'd be out of sync. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Rainy day down by the engine house. Now we was quiet as a mouse when a man came round and he drove us in the rain. Was that the vigilante man? Why does a vigilante man? Why does a vigilante man carry a sort of shotgun in his hand? Would he shoot his sister and brother down? Preacher Casey was just a working man. He said, come all you working men. They killed him by the river, that was some strange man. Was that the vigilante man? Help me now. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Well, I go around from town to town. I go around from town to town. Wherever I go, well, they push us all around. Was that the vigilante man? Here we go. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Now have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Last time, and let's fade out. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Vigilante man, Woody Guthrie.
Thanks, Steve. Sounding good with the new microphone. Am I making echoing? Am I echoing?
Yes.
I don't know. Now I've stopped echoing. Something's very odd with Zoom this evening. Thank you very much, Steve. Sounding great with the new microphone. Riggy is next. After Riggy, we'll have another of our friends from North America with Marge Steiner.
I hope this isn't overdosing on the Yanks here. One of the things that I've done in my life is for a non-believer, non-Christian person, I've made more recordings of gospel music than any other kind of music. With Gene Redpath and a variety of people back east mostly, but maybe 8 years ago, I made with a group of people here in the Bay Area. We go to a retreat and we sing in this church on Sunday, and we have this great source of material. So I sang this song that I learned from a recording of a Bahamian group that Jody Stecker recorded in 1965. So this is the Bahamas. This is a style of loose, free kind of singing they call rhyming. And this is just one verse, and I'll sing it twice, and everybody sing along, please. I ain't got long. Let me start. I ain't got long to stay on this island. I'll get there. I ain't got long to stay on this island. Oh, my soul, I'm bound to live with Jesus. Oh, my body, I'm bound to leave this island. I ain't got long to stay on this island. I ain't got long to stay on this island. Oh, my soul, I'm bound to live with Jesus. Oh, my body, I'm bound to leave this island. Sorry for the rough start there.
Good stuff there, Maggie. And I'm not sure you believed a word of that, but anyway. I'm going to try and sort my mic out. But in the meantime, Marge, over to you. And after Marge, it'll be Bob Askew.
There was some serious echo then coming back from somebody.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to unmute myself.
It's worked.
No, you were unmuted and you're now muted again.
Again. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you fine.
Okay, good. Well, following on Riggy's song, I just decided to sing Been in the Storm So Long, which is from the Georgia Sea Islands. And whether one is talking about personal storms, or I would say what's happening in this country and in this world, we're certainly in tempestuous times. Been in the storm so long, singing, been in the storm so long, singing, oh Lord, give me more time to pray, singing, I am a motherless child, singing, I am a motherless child, singing, oh Lord, give me more time to pray, singing, this is a needy time, singing, this is a needy time, singing, oh Lord, give me more time to pray, singing, Lord, I need you now. O Lord, give me more time to pray. Singing, been in the storm so long. Singing, been in the storm so long. Singing, oh Lord, give me more time to pray.
Lovely.
Really beautiful.
Oh,
Mountain harmony.
Gorgeous.
Beautifully strong.
well done.
Fantastic, Margaret.
One wonderful stuff. Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody because that echo is really annoying. And I've asked in the chat if anybody who's actually joined on two devices, if you are on computer audio on both of them, then that might be what's causing this echoing effect. So please, if you are on two devices, do something about that. You can leave computer audio on one and that should sort it. Other than that, I don't know how to deal with it, but we'll probably have to be on mute more than we want to. Anyway, so our next singer, unfortunately, to follow that is going to be difficult. But we forge ahead. So next we have Bob Askew, and after Bob it will be Pete and Maggie.
Right, I guess you can hear me. I apologise for this, but my daughter bought it for my talk 2 weeks ago on Robin Hood, and it arrived an hour after I finished. But I'm not going to wear it too long. I want to do Robin Hood and the Bishop of Hereford. I didn't do a Robin Hood song last week, so it's fair enough, I think.
You're a wee bit faint there, Bob.
Am I?
Yeah.
Should I get nearer the mic?
I think if you can, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Much the same. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I don't know how to put it up beyond that. Right. Well, I take my hat off. Perhaps that's what's causing it. Robin Hood and the Bishop of Hereford. This is about lack of Christian loving charity from the bishop, who thinks it's quite okay to hang 7 men for killing 1 deer. Robin Hood and the Bishop of Hereford. And the only thing to say really is bishops didn't go on their own on the road. They had armed men protecting them. Some they will kill, some they will tell of bold Robin Hood, and some of the barons so bold, but I'll tell you how he served the Bishop of Hereford when they robbed him of his gold. Come kill me a venison, said bold Robin Hood, come kill me a good fat deer, for the Bishop of Hereford is to dine with me tonight, and he shall pay for his fare. Robin dressed himself in a shepherd's long cloak, and 6 of his men also. They watched for the bishop so narrowly, for fear another way he would go. Presently the bishop came riding by, around the fire they did go. Why did you kill the king's fat deer, when your company is so few? A pardon, said bold Robin Hood, a pardon I thee pray, for it's not meet such a coat as yours should take so many lives away. No pardon, said the bishop, no pardon I thee owe, therefore make haste and come along with me, for before the king you shall go. Robin put his back against an oak, his foot against a thorn, and out underneath his long shepherd's cloak he pulled out a bugle horn. He put a little end to his mouth, and a very blast blew he. 110 of bold Robin Hood's men come running unto he. What is the matter, sir, said little John, that you blow so hastily? The Bishop of Hereford, said bold Robin Hood, no pardon he'll give me. Here is a bishop, said old Robin Hood. No pardon he shall have. Cut off his head, master, said Little John. We'll haul him into his grave. A pardon, said the bishop. A pardon, I thee pray. For if I'd have known it had been you, I'd have gone another way. Robin took the bishop by the hand and led him to merry Barnsdale. He caused him to eat and sup with him that night, and drink wine, beer, and ale. Call in the reckoning, said the bishop. I fear it is going very high. Give me your purse, master, said Little John. I'll tell you by and by. Little John took the bishop's cloak and spread it on the ground, and from out underneath his portmanteau he took £500. There's money enough, master, said Little John. 'Tis a comely sight to see. It makes me in charity of the old bishop. In his heart he don't love me. Little John took the bishop by the arm and called for the music to play. He made the bishop dance in his boots till he sweat, and he was glad to get away. And he was glad to get away. Robin Hood and the Bishop.
Good job, Bob.
That was great.
Okay. So we're still echoing. Could it be you? Chaos this evening. Maggie and Peter next, and after Maggie, could we have Tara and a special guest?
Oh, special guest. Right, we're going just corporate tonight, and I'm going to lower the tone a bit, but this song was collected from the late Peter Bellamy, so that's all right. I've only ever heard it the once, but it's sort of stuck in the mind. You know how things get stuck, don't you? Yes, right. There were five constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible there were five constipated men in the holy books of Moses. And the first constipated man, it was Cain. He wasn't able. And the first constipated man, it was Cain. He wasn't able. There was five constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible there was five constipated men in the holy books of Moses. And the next constipated man, it was Moses. He took the tablets. And the next constipated man, it was Moses. He took the tablets. There was five constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible there was five constipated men in the holy books of Moses. And the next constipated man, it was Balaam. He couldn't shift his ass. And the next constipated man, it was Balaam. He couldn't shift his ass. There was five constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible there was five constipated men in the holy books of Moses. And the next constipated man, it was Samson. He brought the house down. And the next constipated man, it was Samson. He brought the house down. Oh, there was five constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible there was five constipated men in the holy books of Moses. And the last constipated man, it was Samson. He sat for 40 days. And the last constipated man, it was Solomon. He can't read my note.
He sat for 40 years.
Solomon, he sat for 40 days. Yes, There were five constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible, there was five constipated men in the holy books of Moses.
Hey,
At last we have some taste.
this is Marge. I remember a round of
Lovely.
You're going to hell for that, Pete. You know that?
Do that. Maggie absented herself from the screen at that point, you know.
Excuse me, this is Marge. I sang that and spread it around to folkies. I don't know if Peter ultimately got it from me, Peter Bellamy, but there were two verses that were added by a Buffalo, New York Morris team. The sixth one is Joshua. He blew the walls down. The seventh is my favorite. It's the seventh constipate. The seventh was Noah. He sailed 40 days and he sailed 40 nights, but he passed nothing but water.
Thanks a bunch, Marge. He's taking notes. I haven't heard the last of that.
I'm writing that down.
I learned that in camp as a kid.
Yeah, it's a camp song, I think.
Summer camp.
Back at the bus type song.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So Marge is going to hell as well.
All of us. It's probably a better place.
Okay, Maggie is next, and then over to Tara.
You didn't tell me what he was going to do. There was he. I'm sorry. Get a key, get a pitch. There was a young man from the north country, and he come a-courting to me. He promised to take me up to the Northland where we would married be. Come, take to me your father's gold and your mother's jewels, said he, and the two best horses that stand in the stable where there stand 33. So she took to him her father's gold, and her mother's jewels took she, and the two best horses that stood in the stable where there stand 33. She mounted on a milk-white steed, and he on a dapple grey. Many miles they rode till they reached the seaside, just as it was breaking the day. Come light from off of your steed. Deliver him now unto me, for it's 6 pretty fair maids I have drowned it here. The 7th one you shall be. And come strip me off that gay silken gown, and all the jewels, said he. Far better I sell them for what they are worth than they rot with you under the sea. Stand off, you false-hearted man, and do not look upon me. Not fitting it is that a ruffian like you a naked lady should see. So he turned his eyes away from her to where the grass grew green. And she caught him by the small of the waist, and she flung him into the sea, where he plunged high and he plunged low, until to the side come he. Oh, save my life, my fair pretty maid, and my bride you shall be. Lie there, you false-hearted man, lie there instead of me. If 6 pretty fair maids you have drowned here, the 7th one has drowned thee.
Good to have another ballad, and you.
Too much violence in these songs. Too much violence.
You've raised the tone again there, Maggie. Thank you. So Tara and a special guest are here for our next performance, and they will be followed by Richard Mellish.
So we're going to do one that you all know. Ready?
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, so I hung my head and cried.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Thank you.
Hey!
Short and sweet. Well done.
Well done, Jared.
Lovely.
Lovely stuff. Thank you. That was great. Lovely
Name
to
is
hear.
Charlie.
Two generations. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that lovely song. That was just great. So, moving on. I'm sorry, Richard, you have to follow that. And after Richard, could we have a song from John White, please?
I didn't get muted, so I don't need to unmute again. Fine. I was provisionally going to do a Robin Hood song for Bob, but he's already done one, so I'm just wondering whether to do that or something else. Do you?
We can have two.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no reason why not to have two.
Okay, you can have this one then.
We always have two these days.
Robin Hood set off for fair Nottingham with the general for to dine, and there he met with 15 foresters drinking of ale and wine. What news, says bold Robin Hood, well, what news would thou know? The king has provided a shooting match, and I'm ready with my bow. We hold in scorn, said the 15 foresters, that ever a lad so young should draw a bow before our king, who's not able to pull the string. While I'll wager 20 marks, says bold Robin Hood, by the leave of Our Lady. I hit the mark at 100 rod, and I caused the heart to die. Put up your 20 marks, said the 15 foresters, by the leave of Our Lady. Thou hitst not the mark at 100 rod, nor caused the heart to die. So Robin took up his good bent bow, and the broad arrow he's let fly. And he hit the mark at 100 rod, and he caused the heart to die. The heart leapt, and the heart skipped, and the heart fell to the ground. The wager's mine, said the bold Robin Hood, how we wish it but £1,000. No, the wager's not thine, says the 15 foresters, although thou be in haste. Take up thy bow and get thee gone, lest we thy sides do baste. Then Robin took up his good bent bow, and the broad arrows all arrayed. And he laughed and smiled, and he started to sing as he wandered across the glade. Then Robin took up his good bent bow, and the broad arrows he's let fly, till 14 of those 15 foresters upon the ground did lie. And the one that did the argument begin went running across the plain. But Robin took up his good bent bow, and he fetched him back again. You said I was no archer, says bold Robin Hood, now say you that again. At that he sent another arrow forth that split his head in twain. Then all of the folks of fair Nottingham came running out amain, thinking to capture bold Robin Hood for the foresters that were slain. But some lost arms, and some lost legs, and some they lost their blood. And Robin took up his good bent bow, and went back to the merry green wood. And they took those foresters to fair Nottingham, where many did them know. They took them to the old churchyard, and they buried them all in a row.
Really good.
We'll let it.
I thought you said choristers to begin with.
Another good one, Richard. We're doing well for ballads tonight, especially Robin Hood. John White is our next singer, and John will be followed by Alan Scott. And I think you're good to go, John.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a light-hearted song from Wales. It's called Cosher Bailey. All the British folkies listening will know this from way back. But to our friends from overseas, just a quick word of background. Mr. Bailey in the 1830s ran an ironworks in South Wales. And to get his stuff down to the coast, he built himself his own private railway with his own private engine. And all the locals thought this was a great lark and made up this funny song about him. And after we've dealt with Cosher Bailey in the first verses, he then goes on to members of his family. It's got a nice little chorus, and I do hope people who don't will join me at home. Cosher Bailey had an engine that was always wanting mending. When he drove her through the Gower, she did 20 miles an hour. Did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny thing before? Now Cosher bought her second hand, and he painted her so grand. But when he went to oil her, man, she nearly burst her boiler. Did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny sight before? Oh, the sight it was heart-rending. Cosher drove his little engine, but he got stuck in the tunnel and went up the bloody funnel. Did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny thing before? Then Cosher Bailey went to college for to get some extra knowledge, studied barmaids at the station, and forgot matriculation. Did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny thing before? Now, Cosher had a cousin, Hannah, who did play the grand piano. She went amma, 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 till the neighbours said, God damn her, did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny thing before? Cosher had a cousin, Rupert, who did play scrum half for Newport. In the game against Llanelli, someone kicked him in the Bethley. Did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny thing before? You should see the bees in Gower as they flit from flower to flower. You should see them in Llangollen as they gather in the Pothlin. Did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny thing before? Cosher Bailey, he did die, in his coffin he did lie, till they heard a sudden knocking. It was Cosher, only joking. Did you ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see such a funny thing before?
Love that. That's great.
Brilliant. Diamond.
Lovely, John. Thank you. Always great to hear you. So our next singer is Alan Scott, who has been once or twice to Sharps in Isolation. So welcome back, Alan. And after Alan, could we have a song from Wendy, please?
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Certainly can.
Yeah, good. Right. You'll all know the Ballad of Lord Franklin. This is a slight variation on it by Les Barker. For the Americans who amongst us possibly don't know the towns, but I think you'll still find it funny. Anyway. 'Twas homeward bound one night on the Dee. Swinging in my hammock, I fell asleep. I dreamed a dream and I thought it true, concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. With 100 seamen he sailed away, to the frozen north in the month of May. But his map was faulty and his compass bent. By mid-July, he was in Stoke-on-Trent. To cruel hardships and Watford Gap, he saw no icebergs and no polar cap. Only the Eskimo in his skin canoe. You don't get many of them this far south of Crewe. In Baffin Bay, where the whalefish blow, the fate of Franklin no man may know. The fate of Franklin no man can tell, but in Northampton they know him well. Well, now my burden, it gives me pain. At Newport Pagnell he got lost again. The Northwest Passage was Lord Franklin's dream, but now he's lost forever deep in Milton Keynes.
To be honest, that's even more tragic than the original, I think.
Oh yeah. For those of you who've not read or listened to any Les Barker, you really should. He's one of the funniest men ever. And he's written hundreds of poems and hundreds of songs, including some serious ones, and he's very, very good. Look him up on YouTube, Les Barker.
And I think we have some other fans here who we may be hearing from, at least one other fan who we may be hearing from later. Can I just remind everyone to please put the title of your song or whatever else you're doing in the chat, so we can collect them. Other than that, we're forging ahead through the song list. Our next performer is Wendy, who also was at in the Greater Washington Folklore Society getaway over the weekend, having a fantastic time. I think she's probably got some voice left, so we'll have a song from her. And after Wendy, one from Simon Prager, please.
Yeah, I think we all had a fantastic time. I wasn't stalking you, Amanda, honest. So this is a bit left field, having had so much folk over the weekend. This is an English version of a Jack Brel song, put together by a fantastic Irish singer called Mary Coughlin. So it's called Hearts. There are those with hearts so open, one walks in without a knock. There are those with hearts so open, they're impossible to lock. There are those with hearts so tender, you can break them with one touch. There are those with hearts so tender, they can never live like us. But in those eyes I see so many different needs, and in those eyes I see a burning plea. Love me. There are those with hearts so moving, always worn out on their sleeves. There are those with hearts so moving, they will never feel at ease. There are those with hearts so restless, always rolling like a stone. There are those with hearts so restless, they will never feel at home. But in those eyes I see so many different needs, and in those eyes I see a burning plea. Love me, love me.
Well done. Very well done.
Great stuff, Wendy. Thank you. So after Wendy, we have Simon Prager and then Jan Ayres, please. I hope we have Simon.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were unmuting me or if I was doing myself. I've done it now. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you fine.
This is a Bessie Smith song. Actually, this is the first song Bessie Smith ever released or recorded. And it was released in 1923. And Sophie Tucker released the same song in the same year. And I always assumed that she got it from Bessie Smith. But actually, she recorded it earlier in the same year. And they both got it from another woman. Anyway, this should really be sung by a woman. Yeah, Wendy should sing this, somebody like that. I know a trifling man, they call him Trifling Dan. He comes from Birmingham, way down in Alabama. Well, the other night he had a fight with his gal named Mandy Brim. She plainly stated that she was aggravated, and she shouted out to him, "Aggravating Papa, don't you try to two-time me. Don't you two-time me. Aggravating Papa, treat me nice or let me be. Well, you let me be. Listen while I get you told. Stop messing round, sweet jelly roll. If you go out stepping with a highbrow baby, I'll smack you down, and I don't mean maybe. Aggravating Papa, I'll do anything you say. Anything you say. When you do your strutting round my way. Oh, Papa, treat me pretty, be nice and sweet, 'cause I possess a 44 that don't repeat. Aggravating Papa, don't you try to two-time me. Aggravating Papa, I'll do anything you say. Anything you say. When you do your strutting round my way. Oh, Papa, treat me pretty, be nice and sweet, 'cause I can beat you doing what you're doing to me. Aggravating Papa, don't you try to two-time me.
Yeah. Well done, Simon. Nice picking, Simon.
Amen.
Yay. Brilliant, Simon.
Great to hear that guitar. So, our next singer is Jan, and after Jan, I think it will be me. Over to you, Jan. But we can't hear you. Can't hear you, Jan, still.
I unmuted myself too soon. Sorry. Yeah.
You're with us now.
I love Bessie Smith. Thank you for that. I haven't sung a political song for some time, so this is the song of the lower classes, as sung by Martin Carthy. We plough, we sow, we are so low that we delve in the dirty clay, till we bless the plain with golden grain and the vale with the fragrant hay. Our place we know, we are so low, down at the landlord's feet. Good. We are not so low to grow the wheat, but too low the bread to eat. Down, down we go, we are so low, to the hell of the deep sunk mine, but we gather the proudest gems that grow when the sorry, I got a cat. When the crown of the despot shines, whenever he lacks upon our backs fresh loads he deigns to lay. We're far too low to vote the tax, not too low the tax to pay. We're low, we're rabble we know, yet at our plastic power, the mould at the lordling's feet will grow into palace and church and tower. Then prostrate fall in the rich man's hall, cringe at the rich man's door. We're not too low to build the wall, too low to tread the floor. We're low, we are so low, yet from our fingers glide the silken flow and the robes that glow round the limbs of the sons of pride. And what we get and what we give, we know, and we know our share. We're not too low, the cloth to weave, too low the cloth to wear. We're low, we are so low, yet when the trumpets ring, the thrust of a poor man's arm will go through the heart of the proudest king. We're low, our place we know, only the rank and file. We're not too low to kill the foe, but too low to share the spoil. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan. And cat interference well dealt with there. I think there are certain challenges to doing this at home, aren't there? So I'm going to sing a song that is sometimes sung by Dave Harbord, who is after me. And I've partly slotted myself in just in case he was planning to do it this evening. So sorry if I've scuppered things for you. But anyway, this is a slight rewrite of a music hall song, which most of you, if not all of you, will know. And it's I've changed it from the third person to the first person and added quite a lot of ham to the performance. I was poor, but I was honest, though I came from humble stock, and an honest heart was beating underneath my tattered frock. Heedless of my mother's warnings, up to London I had come, yearning for the bright lights gleaming, heedless of temptation. But the rich man saw my beauty, I knew not his base design. And he took me to an hotel and poured me a small port wine. In the rich man's arms I fluttered like a bird with a broken wing. But he loved me and he left me. Now I hasn't got no ring. It's the same the whole world over. It's the poor what gets the blame. It's the rich what gets the pleasure. Ain't it all a bloomin' shame? Time has passed, outcast and helpless. On the streets I stands and says, while the snowflakes fall around me, won't you buy my bootlaces? See him riding in his carriage past the gutter where I stands. He has made a stylish marriage while I rings my ringless hands. It's the same the whole world over. It's the poor what gets the blame. It's the rich what gets the pleasure. Ain't it all a bloomin' shame? See me on the bridge at midnight, sing farewell, oh blighted love. There's a scream, a splash, good heavens, what am I a-doing of? So they dragged me from the river, water from my clothes they wrung. They all thought I was a-drownded, but my corpse got up and sung. It's the same the whole world over. It's the poor what gets the blame. It's the rich what gets the pleasure. Ain't it all a bloomin' shame?
Manda.
Oh my God.
You should have been in costume for that.
It's got to be done.
Yeah, with the tattered dress.
Ringing wet costume.
So can you hear me? Yes, hopefully. Thank you all. I am now going to hand over to Dave Harbord, and he's going to sing something, but not that, probably. And he'll be followed by Alison Frosdick, please.
Okay, it's lovely. That was. This is a song I learned from the Oldham Tinkers. So it's come from Lancashire. We are the two Rochdale Mashers. We often go out on the mash. We wear no tall hats, no shirts on our backs, and it's seldom we have any cash. We always keep up the new fashions, while others, they stick with the old. And although we are just 27 and a bit, we are handsome, stout-hearted and bold. And we'll sing tra-la-la-la-la as we walk down the street. For style and perfection we ne'er can be beat. All the ladies declare that we are a treat. We're the two Rochdale Mashers from off Yorkshire Street, and we'll dance and we'll sing tra-la-la-la, and we don't give a jot, we're a jolly fine lot, we're all right when we're tight, and we're jolly good company. Last Saturday we were invited to the Roebuck by two ladies fair. Their cheeks were in bloom like the roses in June, as we danced with that beautiful pair. There was dancing and singing till midnight, with tobacco and whiskey and rum. And when all the dancing was over, With those ladies we had lots of fun. And we'll sing tra-la-la-la-la as we walk down the street. For style and perfection we ne'er can be beat. Oh, the ladies declare that we are a treat. We're the two Rochdale mashers from up Yorkshire Street, and we'll dance and we'll sing tra-la-la-la, and we don't give a jot. We're a jolly fine lot. We're all right when we're tight, and we're jolly good company. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. Jolly good company, Dave. Thank you. So, after Dave, it's Alison, and after Alison, it's Pal. So over to you, Alison.
Okay. If you go up the Lee Bridge Road towards Walthamstow, there's a street called Shernhall Street. And at the end of Shernhall Street, it's clearly marked as Master McGrath Terrace. And I thought this was a bit intriguing, so I looked up Master McGrath, and it turns out he was a greyhound from County Armagh who did rather well in an annual cup called the Waterloo Cup. He won it 3 times. And there's a song, of course, written about this greyhound, which I'm now going to attempt to sing. 1869 being the date of the year, the Waterloo sportsmen they all did appear to win the great prize and to bear it away, never counting on Ireland and Master McGrath. On the 12th of December, that day of renown, McGrath and his keeper, they left Lurgan town, and the gale in the channel, it soon drove them o'er. On the 13th they landed on fair England shore, and when they arrived there in fair London town, the great English sportsmen they all gathered round. One of those gentlemen gave a ha-ha, saying, "Is that the great dog you call Master McGrath?" Lord Lurgan stepped forward and he said, "Gentlemen, if there's any among you with money to spend for your great English greyhound, I don't care a straw. 5,000 to 1 upon Master McGrath." White Rose stood uncovered, the great English pride. Her trainer and owner were both by her side. They led her away and the crowd cried hurrah, for the pride of all England and Master McGrath. As Rose and the Master they both ran along, "I wonder," said Rose, "what took you from your home? You should have stayed there in your Irish domain, and not come to gain laurels on Albion's plains." "Well, I know," said McGrath, "we have wild heather bogs, but you'll find in old Ireland we've good men and dogs. Lead on bold Britannia, give none of your jaw, for I'll garnish your laurels," said Master McGrath. The hare she led on, what a beautiful view, as swift as the wind o'er the green field she flew. He jumped on the hare's back and he held up his paw. "3 cheers for old Ireland," said Master McGrath. Well, I've known many greyhounds that filled me with pride in the days that are gone, and it can't be denied, but the greatest the bravest the world ever saw, was our champion of champions, brave Master McGraw.
Oh, lovely.
Great.
I'm sorry. So where is Master McGraw Road again? For those of us.
Marge, can you unmute yourself to ask that question? I think it was Marge asking the question.
I think she wanted to leave. I think she
Or not. Okay, Alison, brilliant rendition and of a really unusual song. And
Can you hear me now?
Oh, are you there, Marge?
I'm here.
Yep.
Where is Master McGraw Road? Can you give us a little geographical orientation, please?
I'll put a bit in the chat so you can read it.
Won't help me, but
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
okay. I'm a blind person and I can't access the chat. Doesn't work with JAWS. But can you just tell us briefly?
Yes. If you go up the Lee Bridge Road, sort of as you get Walthamstow on the left.
She's talking about Walthamstow in London.
Walthamstow, sorry.
I'm in the state.
Okay.
North London.
North London.
So this
Okay,
is
thank
North
you.
London, Walthamstow, Shernhall Street, Shernhall.
Okay,
Shernhall Street.
and it's in North London.
Yeah, it used to be called Master McGraw Terrace. Lord Lurgan, who owned the Greyhound, bought a street of terraced houses.
Okay.
And he became a bit of a celebrity. And he was actually asked to take Master McGraw to meet Queen Victoria, which he did.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
Okay, so if everyone except for Paul Carter could mute themselves, then that'd be great. And yeah, just to top it all, Alison, Master McGraw was my favourite dog food when I was a kid. I think we've had that conversation. Anyway,
I found out it was a dog food as well, actually.
Yeah, it was a dog food.
You didn't eat it, did you? You said it was your favourite.
Yeah, anyway, let's move swiftly on.
Pal.
So Pal is next. After Pal, it will be Chris Lamb, please.
Well, from one kind of dog food to another. They don't make Pal anymore, do they? Right, this is more of a miserable song. Oh, a blacksmith courted me 9 months and better. He fairly won my heart. He wrote me a letter. With his hammer in his hand, he looked so clever. And if I were with my love, I would live forever. Oh, where is my love gone, with his cheeks like roses? He is gone across the fields, gathering primroses. I'm afraid the shining sun will burn and spoil his beauty. And if I were with my love, I would do my duty. Strange news has come to town, strange news is carried. Strange news flies up and down, that my love is married. Well, I wish them both much joy, though they don't hear me. And if I was with my love, I would do my duty. Oh, what did you promise me when you lay beside me? When you said you'd marry me and not deny me. If I said I'd marry you, 'twas only for to try you.
Then bring your witness, love, and I'll not deny you. Oh, witness have I none, save God Almighty, and may He reward you well for the slighting of me. Oh, her lips grew pale and wan, it made her poor heart tremble, for to think she loved but one, and he proved deceitful. Oh, a blacksmith courted me 9 months and better. He fairly won my heart, he wrote me a letter. With his hammer in his hand, he looked so clever. And if I was with my love, I would live forever.
Well done, pal.
Lovely.
Hey, beautiful.
Great stuff, pal. Thank you. Never trust a blacksmith. Anyway, our next singer is Chris Lamb, and after Chris, it will be Judy Cook, who was about to leave, even though she was literally next on the list. So Chris and then Judy.
Okay, this is an Irish song learnt from the singing of Louis Killen. Of all the trades going, 'tis in begging I take great delight. For me rent is all paid as I lay me bags down for the night. And me rent is all paid as I take a long stick in me hand. And at night I will please the fair maidens as best as I can. I walked all the day till I come to some rich farmhouse, and I knocked on the door like a poor fool left lately without eating or drinking for 20 long hours or more. And I said, kind madam, will you pray for and remember the poor? If it's alms that you want, you shall have 'em, old man, she said. But before she gave pennies, she ran to her mother upstairs, crying, Mammy, oh Mammy, there is a strange man in the hall. Stay close to your chambers, for I fear he will ravish us all. Her mother did scoff her and called her a silly young fool to take any such notion about the poor man at the door. For his clothes were all ragged and his breeches torn behind them before, and his doldrums hung down a good 14 long inches or more. Tom Paget, she said, why don't you go work for your bread to some rich farmer and be decently clothed and fed? To plough and sow, madam, I'm afraid that I have little skill, but I'll plough that small furrow that lies at the foot of your hill. Tom Paget, he said, if you and I could but agree, I'd make you the steward over all of my lands for to be. We'd eat at one table, we'd sleep in a soft bed of down. If only I could have you, Tom Paget of Killaloe Town. Of all the trades going, 'tis in begging I take great delight. For me rent is all paid as I lay me bags down for the night. And me rent is all paid as I take a long stick in me hand. And at night I will please the fair maidens as best as I can.
Thanks, Chris. I have a feeling there were a few. Can't help feeling there were a few lyrics in that were slightly questionable. Maybe it's just my mind. I don't know. Anyway, good song. You could be saying anything because you're still muted. Never mind. Okay, over to Judy. What time is it? Yeah, I think we'll have room for one song after Judy before we take a break. So it'll be Judy followed by Graham Baldwin. Over to you, Judy.
Okay, I love this conversation between oceans about the early life of Sir Francis Drake. Of course, it's Frankie's Trade. Old Horn to all Atlantic said, a-hey-oh to me-oh. Now where did Frankie learn his trade? For he ran me down with a three-reef mainsail all round the Horn. Atlantic answered, not from me, a-hey-oh to me-oh. You'd better ask the cold North Sea, for he ran me down with all plain canvas all round the Horn. The North Sea answered, he's my man, a-hey-oh to me-oh. For he came to me when he began, it was Frankie Drake in an open coaster all round the sands. He came to me when he was young, a-hey-oh to me-oh. I'm sorry, I caught him young and I used him sore, a-hey-oh to me-oh. So you never shall startle Frankie more without capsizing earth and her waters all round the sands. I did not favor him at all, a-hey-oh to me-oh. I made him pull and I made him haul and stand his trick with the common sailors all round the sands. I froze him stiff and I fogged him blind, a-hey-oh to me-oh. And I kicked him home his road to find by what he could see in a 3-day snowstorm all round the sands. I learned him his trade on winter nights, a-hey-oh to me-oh. From Axford to the Dunkirk lights, on a 5-knot tide with the forts a-firing all round the sands. Before his beard began to shoot, a-hey-oh to me-oh. I showed him the length of the Spaniard's foot, and I reckon he clapped the boot on it later all around the sands. If there's a risk that you can make, a-hey-oh to me-oh, that's worse than he was used to take nigh every week in the way of his business all round the sands. And if there's a trick that you can try, a-hey-oh to me-oh, which he hasn't met in time gone by, not once, not twice, but 10 times over, all round the sands. If you can teach him aught that's new, a-hey-oh to me-oh, I'll give you Bruges and Newport too, and the 10 tall churches that stand between 'em, all round the sands. So storm along, my gallant captains, all round the Horn.
Hey, great song. Oh, yes. Very good.
Oh, I heard that one before.
Oh, yeah.
Great one, Judy. Thank you. Sorry you can't spend the rest of the evening with us, but I'm glad we got a song out of you anyway. So Graham Baldwin will be our next singer and the last singer in the first half. After Graham, we'll have parish notices and then a break, and then we'll do it all again. So over to you, Graham.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to do you an American song, which is probably appropriate with all this Black Lives Matter stuff going on. Some of you might recognise it. See the arrow on the doorpost, saying this land is condemned, all the way from New Orleans to Jerusalem. Well, I traveled through East Texas, where many martyrs fell, and I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. Well, I heard that hoot owl singing as they were taking down the tents. The stars above the barren trees were his only audience. Them charcoal gypsy maidens can strut their feathers well, but nobody can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. See them big plantations burning, hear the cracking of the whips, smell that sweet magnolia blooming, see the ghosts of slavery ships. I can hear them tribes a-moaning, I can hear the undertaker's bell, but nobody can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. There's a woman by the river with some fine young handsome man. He's dressed up like a squire, bootleg whiskey in his hand. There's a chain gang on the highway, I can hear them rebels yell, and I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. Well, God is in his heaven, and we all want what is his. The power and greed and corruptible seed seems to be all that there is. I'm gazing out of the window of the St. James Hotel, and I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell.
Good one.
Lovely.
Good stuff, Graham. Thanks very much. Great way to end the first half. And we shall now have some parish notices. So you're all muted, but if you have anything that you want to announce, then please unmute yourself and shout.
Hello, I've got one. Just made it back in time for the half time. We are raising money to try to install a memorial bench for Ewan McColl in Russell Square next to the tree that's got a plaque in his name. This is something that Mac, Sharp's regular, has been trying to do for a long time, and we finally got a crowdfunder going with the blessing of Peggy Seeger and the McColl family. We need £1,600 is the cost that Camden Council charge for it, and we're already more than halfway there. If you could chip in a few pounds, that would be greatly appreciated, and if not, spread the word to anyone who might be interested. I'll put the crowdfunder link in chat now.
Brilliant. Well done, Mac and James. Anyone else? Rich?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who came to the getaway and everything you did. You made it, you contributed a lot by being there. Thank you.
It was fabulous, Rich. If those of us who were there, I think we all loved it.
Yeah.
And just anyone who wasn't there this year should be there next year.
That would be wonderful.
So
with any luck, it'll be happening in reality next year rather than just online.
Yeah, we hope to do both.
Maybe there can be sort of a hybrid kind of thing, and a little bit of both. Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, I
I
have an announcement about the Islington Folk Club Trad to Mad. It has been running every month during lockdown. October is going to be the last competition for this year. It may start up again in the spring, but we've had quite a few entries from this group. I just realised I'm recording, but never mind, because this is public information anyway. So there's basically I will put the link in the chat. Please consider entering. It's your last chance for several months at least, if not forever, to win up to £25 and fame and fortune. So hope to see some entries from all of you.
Or alternatively on. Yes, okay, well, by an amazing coincidence, this has a tenuous link with Master McGrath, because it comes from a singer from Cady in County Armagh, the famous and wonderful Sarah Macomb. It was in the month of January, the hills were clad with snow. It was over hills and valleys, my true love she did go. I overheard a fair young maid, and with a salt tear in her eye, and she had a baby in her arms, and bitter she did cry. Oh, cruel was my father to bar the door on me. Cruel was my mother, that dreadful crime to see, and cruel was the bitter wind that that pierced my heart with cold, and cruel was that false young man who changed his mind for gold. Oh, the taller that a palm tree grows, the sweeter is the bark, and the sweeter that a young man talks, the falser is his heart. He will kiss you and caress you till he thinks he has you won. Then he'll go away and leave you all for some other one. So come all you fair and tender maids, a warning take from me, and never set your heart upon the top of a tall tree, for the leaves they will all wither, and the branches all decay, and the beauties of a fine young man will all soon fade away. Month of January.
Well done.
She just started me on that. I took my first dose last night. Yeah.
Well,
yes. 10 milligrams of each of those. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, 10. Somebody's ordering drugs or something. Ooh, exciting stuff. This is all going on the web, you know. Okay. Gwyneth and Tamsin are next, and after Gwyneth and Tamsin, we could we have Pelagie Crofton, please?
Right. The song that I'm going to sing rejoices in the title of A Young Gentleman's Frolic Through the City by Night. And I found it in Chappell's Popular Music of Olden Times. Give it to a frolicsome ditty of one who a wager would lay. He'd pass every watch in the city, and never a word would he say. But dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra. Stand, stand, says the bellman, the constable now come before, and if a just story you tell, man, I'll light you home to your own door. This is a very late season, which surely no honest men keep, and therefore it is but just reason that you in the Comte should sleep. But dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra. The constable on the next day, sir, this comical matter to clear, The gentleman hurried away, sir, before my lord mayor to appear. My lord, give ear to my story, which I with truth do relate. The gentleman standing before you was seized by me at Cripplegate. But dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra. I nothing could hear but his singing, wherefore in the compter he lay, and therefore this morning I bring him to hear what your lordship will say. Oh, then bespoke my lord's daughter, and for him did thus intercede. Dear father, you'll hear that hereafter this was but a wager indeed. But dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra. Well, daughter, I grant your petition. The gentleman home may repair, but yet 'tis on the condition of paying my officers there. Thus seeing he might be released, the gentleman home his fees did but pay. He then was very well pleased, and so he went singing away. But dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-da-ra, but dal-da-ra-ra-ra, dal-ra.
Yeah, well, I'm a retired RN, and
Hey.
I'm great. I got to really enjoy I worked at the U on an ortho floor, but I really liked our.
Okay, there's slight delays. I'm waiting for Livy to mute everyone before I start speaking, so I don't get cut off. So that's what's happening, if anyone's wondering. Okay, another great story song. That's two in a row. One from Martin, one from Gwyneth. What does Tamsin have for us? After Tamsin, it will be Pelagie.
This isn't a traditional folk song, but it's folk style from a fantasy series that I enjoy called Dragon Age. It's called Fall of the Magister. Dragons in the sky, the fighting has begun. Shadow versus light, and who will stand when it is done? Magisters and fright, his destiny it calls. Inquisitor, your hand will reprimand before he falls. Now are the days of wine and gilded arms. Now are the days the magic is reborn. Seal up the breach, the evil is no more. Once and for all, we close the darkened door. Peril in their eyes, the battle has begun. Death becomes the ashes of the evil yet to come. Inquisitor's delight, his destiny it calls. Magister, your ancient hand is broken in the light. Now are the days of wine and gilded arms. Now are the days the magic is reborn. Seal up the breach, the evil is no more. Once and for all, victory is ours. Darkness never, ever rise again. Darkness never, ever rise again. Dragons in the sky, the fighting has begun. Shadow versus light, and who will stand when it is done? Magisters and fright, his destiny it calls. Inquisitor, your hand will reprimand before he falls. Now are the days of wine and gilded arms. Now are the days the magic is reborn. Seal up the breach, the evil is no more. Once and for all, we close the dark darkened door. Darkness never, ever rise again. Darkness never, ever rise again. Peril in their eyes, the battle has begun. Death becomes the ashes of the evils yet to come. Inquisitors delight, a destiny it shines. Magister, your ancient hand is broken in the light. Now are the days of wine and gilded arms. Now are the days when magic is reborn. Seal up the breach, the evil is no more. Once and for all, victory is ours.
Thanks.
Yay!
Very, very well done.
Great stuff.
That's perfect.
Tremendous.
Fabulous, Tamsin. A really strong song with a quite a creepy kind of refrain. Great stuff. Okay, so Pelagie, you have to follow that, and after Pelagie, Doreen.
Am I ready?
You seem to be.
Good. I mean, everybody else is muted. Good. Right. In the days of old California, in the days of rule by Spain, we knew many figures of legend. Of these many, just one will remain. Some call me Don Diego. I come like a wraith from the gloom. You will see just the flash of my rapier, hear a sound from one side of the room. I am the man they call Mono. I bring hope to the poorer, the weaker. Fear not, for Mono is coming, but only out of one speaker. I leave a large letter M engraved on some prominent panel. Vengeance will be mine, but only in the left channel. I have grace, I have charm, when I speak I have rhyme, I have cadence and metre. I'm civilized man at his peak, but I'm short of one woofer and tweeter. Can't you trace that mysterious humming? Does the future seem blacker or bleaker? Fear not, for Mono is coming, but only out of one speaker. Mono, a man you can trust, for the tyrant there's nowhere to hide. I'm on the side of the just, and what's more, I'm just on one side. I was made on the loom of the night, with justice my warp and my weft. I will ride for whatever is right. That's me over there on the left. The sound of some drums can be numbing, and melodians could be a mite meeker. Fear not, for Mono is coming, but only out of one speaker. Here I stand, your friendly avenger, the man with one channel switched off. Every knows when I'm here, except maybe Vincent van Gogh. I carve a large letter M, and into the night I am gone. Oh, I always do it upside down. The fools, they're all looking for Wano. From the herd of the horsemen of hunger, I will ride with a large chicken tikka. Fear not, for Mono is coming, but only out of one speaker. I wear the mask of an outlaw, that none may look on my face. But you know at the first sign of treble, I'll come riding out from my base. I will ride out for Juan and Juanita. There is nothing that Mono can't fix. Is there no guitar in the monita? Is the banjo too high in the mix? I'm the saviour of man and of woman. Be joyful and cry out Eureka. Fear not, for mono is coming, but only out of one speaker. Les Barker, The Mask of Mono. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, good. Brilliant.
I did say we had another Les Barker in the room. I was referring to Pelagie, so thank you very much for that. Some great rhymes. And now over to Doreen. After Doreen, could we have Racker Donnelly, please?
Hi, can you hear me? Yes, great. Okay. This is a shortish version of the wife at Usherswell called Lady Gay. There was a knight and a lady bride, and 3 little babes had she. She sent them away to the North Country to learn their grammary. They hadn't been gone but a very short time, no more than 3 weeks and a day, when the Lord he swept over this wild, wicked world, and he stole those babes away. It was a dark, cold Christmas night, when everything was still. She saw those 3 little babes come running all over the hill. She set a table of food and wine, so they might eat and drink. She laid a bed of winding sheets, so they may sleep so sweet. Take 'em off, cried the oldest one. Take 'em off, cried she. Oh, I cannot stay here in this wild, wicked world, for there's a better place for me. Cold clods down by my side, cold clods down at my feet. Oh, the tears my dear mother has shed for me will wet my winding sheet.
Version.
Yeah, well done.
Great, Doreen. Brilliant. An excellent evening so far. About to get even more excellenter with something from Racker Donnelly, and after Racker, something else from Marianne McAleer.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep. I could hear you, but I can't hear you now. You're back, I think.
Am I?
Yes.
It's strange, it says mute. Never mind. I'm breaking through the mute barrier. Some years ago, I wrote a musical play called Wackadoodle Dandy, or Woking, You Must Be Joking. It was a kind of comic history of that fair town where I happen to live. I'm back home in Ireland, in Bray now, but I lived in Woking for many happy years. And this part of it is called 4 Kings and a Queen. And some of you may have heard it before, and all I can say is you're lucky people. Anyway, here we go. Lady Margaret Beaufort of Woking sought just one thing, her son Harry Richmond to be king. So let's hear Shakespeare at his most grovelling. This pretty lad will prove our country's bliss. His looks are full of kingly majesty, his head by nature framed to wear a crown, his hand to wield a sceptre, and himself likely in time, to bless a royal throne. Maggie was truly gobsmacked when she heard Harry had got the job, after Stanley, one of her husbands, plucked from a thorn tree at Bosworth Field the crown of Richard III. Now, on the one hand, as Henry VII, he was stingy and greedy and had it in for every poacher, however needy. On the other, he did sign the Treaty of Woking with Vienna's Maximilian, since which time Woking and Austria have never been at war. So we say, hooray, Henry, thanks a million. There's a Hampton of evidence that Henry VIII used Woking Palace as a summer residence. He was full of infectious fun, of course, and he was their sovereign lord, but people couldn't help noticing how rapidly he got bored, as Sir Thomas More read more and more from Utopia. King Henry became mopier and mopier, having charged local bigwig Francis Weston with failing to keep his Jim Jams or even his vest on in bed with Anne Boleyn. Henry decreed a dual decapitation and awarded himself a widower's consolation with Jane Seymour 3 days later. The insatiable Master Mater returned an ann or so after amid Catherine Howard and gusts of manly laughter and much ho-ho king and elbow poking to nostra manoir de woking. But poor cut Kate, the foul Tudor soon eschewed her and cried, ooh, 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 point me toward that Catherine Parr. Queen Elizabeth slept here. Well, she slept anywhere, but rarely at her own expense and hence seldom at Woking Palace. She removed squatters' homes from the forest. It was part of an anti-litter drive and wholly devoid of malice. James I came here thrice a year for evenings which seldom resembled the Church Council of Nicaea. They smacked far more of fleshly saturnalia, nights for a flash of wit and genitalia, all orchestrated by the louche, ambiguous Sir Edward Zouche, who got for blue ballads and saucy stories not a well-deserved soaking, but what he called irking. Charles II gave Woking to Barbara, Duchess of Cleveland, for services to the crown, most rendered around, upon, or under the royal eiderdown. Oh, Barbie was fab, and so many came to woo, she made them stand in line for kebab. 'Twas the very first barbecue.
Oh, geez.
I was waiting for a chalet at the end to tell me it finished.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
Great stuff, Racker. I think we were all wanting more, but I think you said that it's part of a series, so maybe we can have the rest of it at another time. So, continuing our Irish interlude, we will have a song from Marianne next, and after Marianne, it's back to London properly with Kate Portal.
I have to unmute. Is that you can hear me now, yeah? Cool. Right. What's going on here? Okay.
as I went out a-walking one pleasant summer's evening, all down by the banks of a clear winding tide, in ambush I lay, as two lovers they were talking, and sweetly the streams around them did glide. A young sailor standing by, he appeared as a stranger, and he said, my little fair one, I have come from afar. So do not be offended, nor consider it a danger, for to walk by the side of a jolly young tar. Well, indeed, then, kind sir, 'tis the truth I will tell you, for the clothes that you wear, they are dear to my heart. They are like my young Williams, whom I love so dearly, who's now crossing the ocean in some foreign part. Well, what if your William, whom you love so dearly, is now joined in wedlock on some foreign clime? Well, if that be the case, then you have lost him forever. So give to me your hand, love, and say you'll be mine. Oh, the flowers may decay in the cold, stormy weather, ah, but spring's gentle breezes, they will them renew. And this heart from my bosom no other may tether. So fare thee well, young man, I must bid you adieu. Well, he paused and he gazed with his eyes full of pleasure. In his former disguise he could no longer hide, till at length he exclaimed with full joy being the measure, is this my love Jane, whom I left on the Clyde? Well, if 'tis Jane, look at me, for you seem not to know me. Then out of his pocket a small bill he drew, saying, here's £50 as a token I give you, since you in my absence have proved loyal and true. And since that kind fortune has brought us together, it's tomorrow, my I will make you my bride, and you and I forever will never be parted. I will wed with my Jane on the banks of the Clyde. Sinead.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Good song, love.
Lovely as always, Marianne.
Lovely song.
Yeah, beautiful. What a singer.
Yeah.
Fantastic to hear you, Marianne. I hope you keep
She's a
coming
governor.
back. I think our sound has improved, which is great. Kate's our next singer, and then we're straight back over to Ireland for Declan Con. Hopefully Kate's our next singer. Where are you? Oh, I hope we're not having the same problem. Oh, do you know what? I think Kate might not be here anymore.
I can't find her. She was.
No, I think she might have gone. Which is a shame. I don't know if she'll be back. Okay, in that case, Kate isn't our next singer, and Declan is, followed by David Jones.
Can I disappear?
It's you next, Declan. Please.
Can I disappear?
Can you disappear? Certainly not.
Okay, a sad old song. Well, a pathetic old song, really. But I like the first verse. The Lambs and the Greenheads. The lambs in the green hills, they sport and they play. How sad was my heart when my love went away. How many strawberries grow on the salt seas, and how many ships sail the forest. The bride and bride's party to church they did go. The bride she rode foremost as she gave the best show. And I followed after with my heart full of woe to see my love wed to another. The next place I saw her, it was on the church stile, gold rings on her fingers, and her love by her side. I said, my wee lassie, I will be your man, although you are wed to another. The next place I saw her, it was on the road home. I ran lassie, I will stay by your side, although you are wed to another. Stop, stop, said the groomsman, till I speak a word. Will you venture your life on the pint of my sword? For courting too slowly, you have lost this fair maid, so be gone, for you'll never enjoy her. Now dig now my grave, both large, wide and deep, and sprinkle it over with roses so sweet, and lay me down in it, or to take my last sleep, for that's the best way to forget her. Sad one.
Lovely song, Declan. I've always loved the different versions of that.
I can never find out whether it's actually an Irish song or a Scottish song or an English song.
Yes.
I learned it from the Johnsons many years ago, but slightly different version. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily Irish, I suppose.
Plenty of versions.
And I learned it from Nora Cleary in County Clare.
Yeah.
And I learned it from the Copper family.
Yeah.
It's fairly universal.
Version.
Oh yeah.
I got it from a Radio Éireann recording way back, and I love the first verse where it's a kind of a contradiction. How many strawberries grow on the south sea? But I think a lot of the English and Scottish versions are kind of different. So
I don't think we're going to resolve. I don't think we're going to resolve the issue tonight. It probably belongs to all of us. So
it's a Roscommon song for tonight.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, woo. Let's hear it.
So
for
David Jones is our next singer. After David, it is time for Sheila Miller.
There you go. There you go. So I voted today, by the way. Had to go out and vote by mail. This song, Gordon Bok, there's this lady, a poet, Judith Goodenough, her name is, or was, and she would send poems to Gordon Bok, and Gordon would set them to a tune, and this is one of them. And at the last line of the first verse says, "Men is the girl waits for me there still," and I would say, if any of them are still waiting, they're really little old ladies by now. Anyway, this is called Boat of Silver. There's many ships tarry in the harbor. A bit lower than that. There's many ships tarry in the harbor. Many roads wind across the hill, and many roses grow on the arbor. Many's the girl waits for me there still, For swiftly comes all the tides returning. Swiftly go then and will not stay. There is no boatman can net the harbour. There is no boatman can net the day. The fish run deep, oh, they run so deeply. I cannot find them in the seas. The lonely road winds o'er the hill now. I'll lay me down and I'll take my ease. For swiftly comes all the tides returning. Swiftly go then and will not stay. There is no boatman can net the morning. There is no boatman can net the day. The rose that blooms blows its petals over, and the thorns lie along the bough. The girls have gone now to a different lover. They will not linger beside me now. For swiftly comes all the tides returning. Swiftly go then and will not stay. There is no boatman can net the morning. There is no boatman can net the day. I will build me a boat of silver, steer it with a golden oar, and I will row out from this sad harbor and never sail back to this dark shore. For swiftly come all the tides returning. Swiftly go then and will not stay. There is no boatman can net the morning. There is no boatman can net the day. Thank you.
Lovely to hear that again.
And beautifully sung.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Thank
lovely, David. Just lovely.
David. Yeah.
Thank you.
So Sheila is next, and Kate, I think we lost you for a while, but it looks like you're back. So if you could give us a song after Sheila, that would be fantastic. Okay, over to you, Sheila.
Drat, I've got to follow David Jones. That's not fair. This is one of the two songs I had in my head maybe to sing last week, and then Jim Lucas sang a different version of it, so I'm going to sing it this week. This is more or less Ewan MacColl's version. If I can work out where to pitch it. Ye highlands and ye lowlands, oh, where hae ye been? Ye hae slain the Earl of Murray, and hae laid him on the green. He was a braw gallant, and he played at the ball, and the bonny Earl of Murray was the flower among them all. O lang will his lady look frae the castle doon, ere she see the Earl o' Murray come sounding through the tune. Oh, where be tae Huntly, and wharfor did ye say, a bad ye bring him wi' ye, but forbade ye him to slay? He was a braw gallant, and he rade at the ring, and the bonny Earl o' Murray, he might have been a king. O lang will his lady look frae the castle doon, ere she see the Earl o' Murray come sounding through the tune. Ye Highlands and ye Lowlands, oh, whar hae ye been? Ye hae slain the Earl o' Murray, and hae laid him on the green. He was a braw gallant, and he played at the glove, and the bonny Earl o' Murray, he was the Queen's love. O lang will his lady look frae the castle doon, ere she see the Earl o' Murray come sounding through the tune. That's the second shortest ballad I know. Oh, and the castle doon is actually the name of the castle. It's not that she's looking down from the castle.
Oh, too short.
Well, we're doing well for ballads tonight. Thanks for that one, Sheila. Yeah, I've heard that one quite a lot recently. It's good. Okay, so Kate is next, hopefully. And after Kate, could we have Tom read?
Oh, hope you can hear me.
Yes, can do.
Oh, good, great. I'm going to sing a contemporary song, in fact, by it was written by Brian Bedford, who I think wrote the song or writes songs for Artisan, and they usually sing very humorous songs, and this is a more kind of meditative one. If people have heard me sing it before, it's called White Horses, and it's by Brian Bedford. White horses are calling me to ride on the tide on the wide open sea, spurred by the wind and tamed by the moon. I will ride the white horses, ride the white horses. I'll ride the white horses soon. No sailor am I, for the city's my place, but still I would feel the salt air on my face, watching stallions that silently race to the sands, pounding moonlight and starlight lit shimmering lands, where white horses are calling me to ride on the tide of the wide open sea, spurred by the wind and tamed by the moon. I will ride the white horses, ride the white horses. I'll ride the white horses soon. Oh, passing to lead to the key that's inside, there take the ebb tide to where I would ride, scanning the seeking dreams of adventure, untented and free, scanning endless horizons, the stars and the sea. Where white horses are calling me to ride on the tide of the wide open sea. Spurred by the wind and tamed by the moon, I will ride the white horses, ride the white horses, I'll ride the white horses soon. The sea has no danger, this ocean no threat. Safe on my pillow, brave dreams I'll forget. Still in moonlight, closed eyelight, they race for the shore, and I'll ride the white horses once more. White horses are calling me to ride on the tide of the wide open sea. Spurred by the wind and tamed by the moon, I will ride the white horses, ride the white horses, I'll ride the white horses soon.
Nicely, Kate.
Very nice.
That's a lovely song, Kate. I don't think I've heard that before.
Yeah, He wrote some good songs. He has written some good songs, Brian.
Really funny ones as well.
Okay, moving on then to Tom Reed, and Tom will be finished by finished. We will finish. Then we'll have a song from Rich Galloway.
What was I going to? Oh yeah, a few weeks ago I was feeling a bit miserable about this whole COVID business, and I heard on the radio that it was the 80th anniversary of the Blitz. So I thought, how much worse was that? Oh, the sky is falling down on us today. My friends won't be coming out to play. Above the spires they're spitting fire, and death is all that they desire. The sky is falling down on us today. Oh, the sky is falling down on us today. My dear daddy had to go away. Mum says he's gone to fight the war and keep old Hitler from our shores. But the sky is falling down on us today. Oh, the sky is falling down on us today. Down the street we run without delay. The bombs rain down on London town. We're cowering in the underground, 'cause the sky is falling down on us today. Oh, the sky is falling down on us today. All the buildings burning down our way. The sirens wail their mournful tale, but dear old England will prevail. But the sky is falling down on us today. Oh, the sky is falling down on us today, but our brave soldier boys will make them pay. While all the men have gone to fight, we'll keep the home fires burning bright. But the sky is falling down on us today. Oh, the sky is falling down on us today. Down the church for victory we pray, and the lady sings, we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but the sky is falling down on us today. Yes, the lady sings, we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but the sky is falling down on us today.
Another cracker, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next we have Rich Galloway, hero of the weekend. The organisers of the Folklore Society of Greater Washington Getaway that quite a lot of us were at. It was fabulous. Rich was intimately involved in organising it and did a fantastic job with the rest of the crew. So Rich and then Elizabeth Block.
Okay. Well, I'll stay on the sky theme. By the way, that was beautifully sung, Tom. Wow. Anyway, I'll stay on the sky theme and take a more up-looking view at it, so to speak. I've traveled far 'neath the northern stars since the day that I was born. From the Caribbean to New Orleans, I've been inclined to roam. And the beauty I've seen and the places I've been, I thought I'd see no more till I saw the light that shines so bright in the skies of Labrador. I think I'm going to take it up a little too. I've those northern lights that shine so bright when the night is cold and clear. The snow is bright from the pale moonlight, and silence fills the air. I cast my eyes to those sparkling skies, and I can see once more those northern lights that shine so bright in the skies of Labrador. This place I've heard in every word is far away and cold, but now I've found in this beautiful town a treasure as rich as gold. Those dancing lights with their colors so bright each night as I look through my door. Those northern lights that shine so bright in the skies of Labrador. Sometimes when I'm down and there's no one around to tell my troubles to, I stroll outside and I gaze at the sky, and I'm no longer blue. The night is still as I drink up my fill, as if I'd see no more those northern lights that shine so bright in the skies of Labrador. My time will come, like everyone, when I must say goodbye. I'll feel so sad as I look at the plane as it soars through the sky. And I'll think of the time when I can say that I'll return once more and see those lights that shine so bright in the skies of Labrador. Thank you. And the song was The Lights of Labrador by John Hereford.
Thanks very much, Rich. And I hope you are recovered from the weekend. Okay, Elizabeth Block is our next singer, and then we actually, I think we will have time for everybody to get on. So Elizabeth will be followed by Storm, and then James Eagle will finish the evening for us.
Okay.
When I came on briefly, somebody was singing the Song of the Lower Classes, the original verses by Ernest Jones from 1832. These are new ones by various people, including me. We're low, to war we go, to fight some foreign country. That yesterday was our greatest friend, but today is our enemy. Support the troops, politicians shout, bless them, the churchmen cry. When the war is done and home we come, who cares if we live or die? We're low, our wages are low. We work with mops and brooms. We're scarcely seen as we scrub and clean your hospital wards and rooms. We make the beds, we wash the sheets, that the sick may heal and live. We're far too low health care to get, but not too low to give. We're low, so low, on the run we go, fleeing war in our home country, hoping to find a chance of life in a land of liberty. But it's send them back, the press cries out, they're a danger to the state. We're far too low to welcome in, not too low to fear and hate. We are so low, but soon we know that the low folk will arise. The tyrants in their towers of gold shall hear the people's cries. No more shall they hold us in thrall, their lies we will not heed. But every heart shall hear the call, and the people will be free.
Hello. Wonderful revision. Really good.
Written by Ian Robb.
Yeah.
Good note to almost end on, but we've still got two performers to go. So first Storm and then James Eagle.
Green leaves lie scattered among shriveled brown. Orange pumpkins tug on their vines in expectation of jack-o'-lantern ends. As the day of witch and superstition draws nigh, the sun, in fearful anticipation, rises late, and at the first sign of darkness scampers home. Triceratops, Maria moves and grooves and bits and bops with her toy triceratops. With her toy triceratops.
Short but sweet.
I'd usually sing it twice, but for time I didn't.
I like that.
Yeah. Short and sweet, Storm. Now that the storm is over, it's time for the eagle to swoop in.
To fly.
Right. As long as I do a short one, we might even finish early. So I'll do a shortish one. It's a song about a subject very dear to my heart and possibly some of yours. The difficulty of getting out of bed in the morning to go to work. 6 in the morning, I don't want to wake. Sun laying low and the world sleeping late. Hate like the river runs heavy and deep. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep. Rain strikes the window, heralds the day. Rain, won't you wash these 8 hours away? Rain feeds the river, runs heavy and deep. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep. 5 days from 7, the week's hardly mine. The alarm clock's gone over to enemy lines. Waste my time working for cowards and creeps. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep. Rain strikes the window, heralds the day. Rain, won't you wash these 8 hours away? Rain feeds the river, runs heavy and deep. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep. Birds at my window sing in the dawn. By the time I get home, all this day will be gone. Spend my life sowing for others to reap. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep. Rain strikes the window, heralds the day. Rain, won't you wash these 8 hours away? Rain feeds the river, runs heavy and deep. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep. Rain strikes the window, heralds the day. Rain, won't you wash these 8 hours away? Rain feeds the river, runs heavy and deep. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep. Oh, I wish they would sack me and leave me to sleep.
Hey. Who wrote that, James?
It's by Chumbawamba in the sort of later folk phase.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to adopt that as my
I know 2 of
album,
them.
to be honest. Not my album. Well, but yeah, my.
I actually
Motto.
I actually collected it from Alan Scott, who was here earlier. But...
great. Yeah, that's going to be my anthem from now on. And that is the end of the evening. Huge thanks to Livy on the mute button. Holding hands.
Yay!
Thanks to everybody for singing, playing, reciting, and arranging a holiday for all of us. I think in the chat, is that right? Is we all going to Britain?
Yeah, we're all gonna. We're all gonna show up at your place, Tara.
Yeah. Don't bring a musical instrument with you.
With musical instruments, of course.
So that is it for the night. Please
you.
come back next week. Thank you all, and
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everybody.
Wonderful time as always.
It was great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you all. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.
See you all soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Amanda.
Bye.
Thank you, Amanda.
Bye.
Thank you, Amanda.